Okay, T-Rex, ferociously strong tape. It even has a dinosaur in the wrapping, so you know it has to be strong. Maybe the strongest tape there is? Well, let's talk about that in this video. Guys, welcome to a more survivalist channel, and yes, in this video I'll be talking about T-Rex, which is a little bit of a new tape for me. This is the one I've had more experience with, Gorilla Tape, which is also very good. And do me a favor, stay for this video. I promise you will learn something you didn't know. And if I'm right, by the end of the video, subscribe to the channel. You have the little button logo there about in this area. If you want to learn more about realistic survival and preparedness, this is what I've been doing for a long time. So you have the channel with a ton of information, and you have my books as well. Street Survival Skills, Surviving the Economic Collapse, based on my experience of going through just that in Argentina. Lots of things learned that I share with you. And Street Survival Skills, this is years and years of knowledge, classes, training, and a lot of especially practical stuff, a lot of self-defense, use of different improvised tools and gear, the stuff that I know you guys are interested in. So, as I was just saying, I've had mostly experience with Gorilla Tape. This roll has been with me. This was massive. It's been with me for a very long time. Now, I have a ton of tape, and I try to use whatever works best for the specific need. In general, you don't need super strong tape. Any good old 3M tape will kind of do okay enough. And I'm not even getting into paper tape or just the transparent one for boxes, and that's also pretty useful, right? But in general, if you want to get super strong tape, at least in my case, I would use Gorilla, and this is strong stuff. Now, because of the Project Farm guy, that YouTube channel that does lots of training, that lots of testing, that guy says that this is the strongest tape there is. And I think he had like the extra strong one, but basically this is the way to go. T-Rex is apparently the strongest tape, and the Gorilla Tape is kind of close there. It's not as if it's a massive difference. These compared to 3M, yeah, 3M is not even close to the strength of these ones, but yeah, these will do maybe some of the best you can do. If you compare to ordinary 3M tape like this, right? And again, sometimes you don't even need duct tape. Just ordinary tape will do. If you need duct tape, sometimes your common 3M tape like this does okay enough, right? Sometimes depending on the color, I've wrapped depending on what kit I was putting together in a lighter. This is maybe the more common way in which you make sure you have both a fire, a way to start a fire, and tape with you, right? Wrapping it. And the big lighter is kind of perfect for this because it is just ideal. The small one. The bigger one has a little bit more of spare room, but if you need a bigger lighter, yeah, sure, why not? Now, ordinary common 3M tape, it's okay. If you're gonna buy in bulk, maybe it makes more sense to buy mostly the 3M stuff, and yeah, it will do in terms of sticking to stuff, and kind of that's sort of it. It will do fine. Now, if you compare that to Gorilla Tape, the Gorilla Tape is a lot thicker. It's a lot stronger too. And when you look at tape, you have to look at a couple things. At least I do, which is, first of all, how strong is the actual glue? You're looking at taping stuff together. So the glue plays a big part. How strong is the glue? How strong is the actual fabric? This feels quite rubbery. And what I love about Gorilla, it feels very thick. It's like a piece of rubber that you're almost like putting on whatever you're gluing. So the glue is strong, stays in place, and it's thick and strong and gives you like that rigid feeling, right? Which this does not. I kind of got very close, but look how this flaps. Using just one finger. This one, and look at this thing flap away. This is thin, and the glue is okay, not nearly as strong as Gorilla. Let's check out and I'm spoiling this. This is a giant ass spoiler because this is apparently the strongest tape there is. I'm just letting you know my impressions based on many years of using Gorilla Tape, and I'll share with you guys a story of something that happened kind of recently. What I'm still surprised by the T-Rex is, it is so strong. It takes quite a bit of strength to break it, even more so than the Gorilla. So my impression is this: of the three, the Gorilla is the one that is the most rigid sort of tape. So if you want to do like a repair in which you want to have something rigid, this is the more rigid stuff. This one, at least the ordinary T-Rex, it's not as rigid, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. The sticky material, the amount of glue that you have in both of these is excellent. I will say that probably the T-Rex sticks more. It's more sticky. than the Gorilla. Even though the Gorilla, man, it is super close. You just feel both of them being super sticky. Now, in terms of strength of the actual tape when you rip it apart, T-Rex is obviously stronger because you need more force to rip it away. So it is stronger. It does win. It's awesome. T-Rex tape is awesome. Does that mean that Gorilla tape is not? No, I really like this stuff still. But you need to know what different applications you're gonna use it for. If, for example, I need something where I need a lot of strength and maybe I like a little bit more flexibility than here, yeah, I'll definitely go with a T-Rex. Now, if I need something that's very strong, T-Rex, that's the way to go. Now I need something strong, but I also want that rigidity, like feel like a thick piece of rubber. Maybe this is what I will go for instead. So having options is always nice. I'll let you know about something that happened recently. I had this big electrical repair. I needed to get an actual licensed electrician, and he was doing some stuff around the house. And at some point, he had to pass a cable with electricity, at least for a while, until some of the other repairs got made. And we had to glue that somewhere or make that secure somewhere. And I told the guy, don't worry, I'll glue that to the wall with my Gorilla tape. And the guy looked at me as if I'm a complete idiot, like, huh, you're stupid, right? You think you're gonna use duct tape and get this cable in place and it's gonna stay there firmly? And no, let me do it. It's gonna fall apart. Okay, let me try it. So I used my Gorilla tape against the wall, and to the surprise of him, when he came back a couple of days later, he said, wow, I'm actually shocked. I never expected that to still be there. I thought it would fall apart within minutes. And I told him, no, it's like a very strong tape. It's called Gorilla tape. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's super thick. Yes, it is. Now, the same cable, when it went through the floor, I did not want to leave the messy gluey stuff that I have here. So I use this other tape that you may or may not be familiar with, which is gaffer's tape. I did a video about it. This is my new obsession in terms of tape. Gaffer's tape is what people in movies and lighting use. This is what they use for cables, so as to not have the actors and people trip on it. So you glue the cables of the lighting with this stuff. And the difference between gaffer tape and duct tape is that gaffer's tape, you can stick it, remove it several times, and it will not leave a residue. So it's not as strong, but it has that bright thing of you can remove it and it's not leaving a mess. If you're making like a repair that you then want to remove it and you don't need something that's particularly strong, this actually works very well. It also has more of a rubbery feeling to it, and it's also fire retardant, even though it kind of burns depending on what gaffer's tape you have. This may be the best one, the Pro Tapes Gaff. This may be the best gaffer tape as far as I know. This is okay, it's not great, but it's fine. This one still has more of that rubbery feeling. For stuff like texture and such, this is unbeaten. This is far better, far nicer than these two that have like more of a plasticky feel to it. But anyway, in the same situation, I use Gorilla tape for the wall where I needed to stay there. I use gaffer's tape, which is intended for passing cables in the floor and then ripping that away and not leaving any residue. And in fact, it's kind of known that in the industry of these guys, they kind of wrap it again and use it again so as to save on tape because it's a little bit expensive, right? My point here, guys, is different tapes fills different needs. I will have mostly 3M for the cheap stuff. I will have Gorilla for the more heavy duty stuff, and now the T-Rex. And then you have paper tape, and you have the box transparent stuff, and just have options and use what works best for you. I'll probably go with something like this. Now I think I'm gonna go with a layer for my EDC and kits and stuff. As you see, went a little bit wild on the gaffer's tape because I really like this stuff. I think it's super handy, and not leaving mess around is cool. But for maximum addition, for anything that's more critical repair kind of stuff, I think I'm gonna go with a layer of T-Rex tape, right? Giving that being thinner, I can maybe put more of it than Gorilla tape, right? So I'm gonna go with a layer of T-Rex, and then a little bit of gaffer's tape, maybe a couple, just a little bit of gaffer's tape for anything that I don't need, something that leaves a sticky residue behind. And you can use either one. You can use whatever works best depending on the need that you happen to have. Folks, that's basically it. Just cool to know different options, and I'm looking forward to trying out a little bit more of the T-Rex stuff and see how it goes over the years. Guys, it's gonna be all for now. Remember, subscribe to the channel. If you learned something new, subscribe over there. See you later. Have an awesome day.